Yo, yo, welcome to Funky and Fresh. It is the last day of September, the 30th. We have Thursday Night Football coming up here. Lots to talk about in sports here. Lots to talk about everything else, but you know what? We ain't here to tell people what's going on. People should already know what time it is. And if you don't know what time it is, well, I'm sorry. And you're never going to know what time it is. Oh, yeah. And guess what time it is right now? It's about that good old time to spark up ourselves because we're adults here and we're in California, so we can medicate. So, all those you meditate here, I wants to get high. Don't we all? Well, we're here kicking it live on a Thursday, wearing the Bud Light hat here. Yes, yes, Bud Light. Yes. Yeah, maybe it's Pussy Bear. I guess watered down beer, I guess, which you want to call it for some people. But hey, I drink it. I don't mind it. It's okay. Well, we got Thursday night football, ladies and gentlemen, tonight. I mean, I don't know if anybody's really interested or hyped up for it. It's the Jacksonville Jaguars. They're winless. They're coming in to Cincinnati to play the Bengals, who came off a big victory against the Pittsburgh Steelers in Pittsburgh last Sunday. So, lots to talk about here. So let's just do it while as we're chiefing this bowl here of this nice, fine Mary Jane from the great state of Oregon. So, shouts out to the Oregon. They also have some danky buds. So tonight we have the Jaguars and we have the Bengals. Let's break down some fantasy implications, or let's break down the stars on both teams here. We'll start with the away team with the Jacksonville Jaguars. They're led by Sunshine, aka Trevor Lawrence, aka I'm getting paid in cryptocurrency. Yeah, knows how I know that, right? His signing bonus, not his paycheck, but so we have Trevor Lawrence, being the helm, the new young guy here as Urban Meyer's, quarterback. Then we have James Robinson, who, last week he actually, did something. He actually, did something really. He actually hit the end zone. He actually was relevant for a time being up against the Arizona Cardinals they were playing. I like to call them. They're like the desert birds, man. They're like the road runners. They like to go. But needless to say, James Robinson, and you have Carlos Hyde. Most people you all know Carlos Hyde from the San Francisco 49er days. And now he's seen better days. Obviously, he's been to Cleveland. He's been to the Texans. And now he's on the Jacksonville Jaguars. So him and basically James Robinson are the two-headed running guy. Obviously, Travis Etienne, the rookie from the Jaguars, well, he's been hurt. He has suffered a season-ending injury, like a lot of other players, may I mention. Wide receivers, we have Marvin Jones, who came from the Detroit Lions. You have DJ Shark. You have Laviscus Sanault. I believe they also have I want to say at one point they had Marquise Lee, but I think they got rid of him. And needless to say, there here, so we'll definitely keep our eyes peeled for that one here. As far as that contest is gonna go here, we're definitely we're in these contests for real. I mean, like I said tonight here, we set up we set the lineup up here. I'm on this. It's a free one here, but obviously, as far as a backup quarterback here for the is C.J. Beathard. Okay, obviously we talked about James Robinson here, Marvin Jones, DJ Shark, Laviscus Sanault here. They got Dan Arnold from the trade that they traded CJ because James O'Shaughnessy, he's on the IR, so obviously. And then they got Chris Manzarhertz. They got Jamal Agnew. Most of you guys should know Jamal Agnew, who basically broke the record last week. Matt Prater tried to kick a 68-yarder. Lo and he doesn't hold the record no longer. He did. He did until Justin Tucker broke that record. Jamal Agnew received that ball after it was missed, and he ran it back 109 yards for a return touchdown. So he is part of the receiving corps, but mostly noted as the special teamers guy. You got Jacob Hollister as well as the tight end. You got Tyron Johnson. We got Luke Farrell. Tabon Austin's on the IR. Terry Godwin, which is Chris Godwin's brother, he's on the IR as well. Travis Etienne. That's about it as far as Jaguars go here. Let's move on to the Cincinnati Bengals. They're led by Joe Burrow, who's having after being injured and the injury he sustained coming back this year, Joe Burrow has looked pretty stellar and phenomenal at this point here. He's played well, the quarterback. He's had time. He hasn't been really sacked very much, so he's been able to get the ball to his targets, hand the ball off to Joe Mixon, who's having a great year as well. They also have they have Joe Mixon. They also have, as far as running backs, they got Samarji Pirine and they have Chris Evans. So those are your running backs for the Cincinnati Bengals. Your wide receivers, led by Tyler Boyd, but basically, you got, the young man known as Jamar Chase, who was the AFC Rookie of the month. So T. Higgins will not be playing tonight, so that gives opportunities for wide receiver like Mike Thomas to be able to maybe get some time in there as far as fantasy goes here. And Audrey Tate here and Stanley Morgan, obviously, and Trenton Irwin. Tight ends here for the Bengals. We have the Bengals tight ends here. What do we got? Tight ends. We got Clark Harris. He hasn't really started much. We got CJ Uzmanzada. We got Drew Sample here. We got Mitchell Wilcox. So those are your tight ends. So, and then you also have the Cincinnati defense that's playing very well right now. Jaguars defense, they traded C.J. Henderson for Dan Arnold, obviously, and a second-round pick. So, definitely going to be a great game, I think. Being the Jaguars and the Bengals, I believe the Bengals are going to put points up on the board here. I mean, will Jacksonville be able to kind of stop that and be able to do some? It's a short week, so both teams didn't really get a full week of practice in. So we're definitely going to see, is it going to be a running night? Is it going to be running the ball night? Is it going to be a defensive night? Is it going to be, both quarterbacks going to be passing the ball up and down? Is it just going to be a crappy game where, it's going to be 13-7 wins the game? I don't know. I foresee some points being put on the board here, tonight between both teams here. But I think the Bengals defense can really stymie the Jaguars. And the Jaguars, I don't know. Obviously, some sort of rebuild mode here tonight. So we'll definitely see here. As far as me going into fantasy, I would definitely have to take Jamar Chase. Definitely somebody must start tonight here. Joe Burrow, definitely probably must start here. If you got no other choices. you got no other choices to put at quarterback. I guess you got to start Trevor Lawrence, like myself in my one league here. I got Mac Jones and Trevor Lawrence. It's like take your poison. You want the you want the guy that took over for Brady that's facing Brady on Sunday Night Football, or do you want Trevor Lawrence that's playing at Cincinnati and maybe have a chance, halfway chance to have a decent game for me. You know. Joe Mixon as well. I think he would be definitely a great person to plug in and play tonight here as far as fantasy goes. Tyler Boyd. I mean, if you ain't got no other running backs, I mean, I'd say put James Robinson out there. Wide receivers definitely Marvin Jones, DJ Shark, or Visca Sinol. I think they could be, you know, in for some targets here. Other than that, there's not really much to go by. I mean, in this one here, I had to play. It's a Thursday night. There's 50,000 entries. It's a free entry, so there's only 16,000 of us. 16,862 entries right now. They pay the top 135. It's obviously it's $1,000 prize pool. So I'm over here taking Jamar. I'm taking as my superstar the player that's going to get multiplied by 1.5. I mean, most people would say, hey, why wouldn't you go with the quarterback? Why would you go with Jamar Chase? Well, if Jamar Chase goes off, has 2 or 3 touchdowns like he did last week, and has over 100 yards, almost 200 yards, I think to me that's a little more valuable than the quarterback. I mean, obviously the quarterback's going to be throwing 3 touchdowns. I mean, obviously be Joe Burrow. Most people probably would go with him as a superstar. And then you have the 4 flexes here, which I have Marvin Jones, Trevor Lawrence, Joe Burrow, and I got Chris Evans here. I took Chris Evans here. I believe. I know a lot of people don't understand who Chris Evans is, and he hasn't really gotten much time and play time. I think he's going to try to become the Gio Bernard of this offense. Is what was I'm trying to go with. We're breaking down. And if anybody's joining me just right now, I'm breaking down tonight's Thursday night football game as far as fantasy implications here. We got the number is 7.5 minus 7.5. The Bengals are so you're looking at a touchdown and a half. So you basically look at touchdown touchdown and a 2-point conversion. A touchdown 2-point conversion wins you this game. Or if they the over under is 46 tonight. The weather tonight is going to be mostly cloudy. Winds will be about 6 miles per hour at the northeast. It'll be about 68 degrees, so it'll be a nice, not too cold, but so it'll be an enjoyable evening out there. I mean, unless there's some sort of storm or but don't have to worry about that being said. So that's that's Thursday night. As far as do you bet which side do you bet on the ball here tonight between Jacksonville and Cincinnati? I mean, you're getting 7.5 and 46. So I mean, 46 is meaning that somebody's going to score 27 and another team's going to score like 20. So I think maybe a 20. They think maybe a 20 to 27 to 20 game maybe, or you could have. Or you could have like a 30. You could have like a 35 to 11 game. I mean, you don't know. I mean, you could have an 18. You could have an 18 and a 20. You could have 28-18. Gets you 40. Gets you 46. I mean, that's what you have to look at as far as the combinations if you're betting the over the under number here. Is okay. What they're saying is both teams will score at least 20 points. That's basically what is what I'm taking is that they're betting that both teams will score. Obviously one team's going to score, has to score to win. And the other team is, I think 46 is 46 is a favorable number. A favorable number if you're looking at it here. I mean, I usually look at certain numbers. Like certain numbers you look at and you're like, okay, cool. Like when I like betting, I like I'll take a 3, -3, -6, -7. Those are good numbers. Once you start getting the higher numbers, if you got a team that's like this weekend, I'll say for example, this weekend the highest points spread is basically the Bills playing at home against the Texans. I believe the spread is at 10.5, 11 points. I think every other game is either 7.5, 8, or not fairly close. We got a couple games that are like 1.5, 2, 2.5. So, and I mean, shit. Last week we had a pick 'em between the side I was betting on, my bookie. It came down to the spread was a pick 'em between the Rams and the Bucks. So, I mean, really, you didn't really make any money here. All right, we got 16,912 entries now here This is Yahoo Daily Fantasy that I'm playing on right now. I I do have an account. I play mostly free games, and I have $4 because I've won some contests. I've yet to use that. I enjoy playing free contests, and a lot of people say, well, why would you if you get. Yes, I gamble on other sites to do that, but I also get the free entries. I try to do free entries just to have fun and test my luck to see how well I'm doing and try to gauge how well I'm doing in fantasy. Because obviously, daily fantasy is a lot different than betting on the spread, over unders, or your props. There's also prop bets here, and we'll get into the prop bets tonight here with the Jags and the Bengals here. I just wanted to kind of get a little breakdown here, and like I said, we'll break down some of these other games. We'll get a little breakthrough on everything and give a little fantasy implications here. But yeah, definitely. So let's go to our. All right, I'm gonna go to my site where I bet at here. And we're gonna look at that here because I mean pretty much almost every betting lines are usually pretty similar numbers. Usually mostly or they're all the same kind of numbers. Yeah, see, basically it's the same number. The same number as Yahoo is the same numbers on the same betting bookie site that I'm getting here. Ooh, plus 300. Now let's check this. Let's check this one out here. We got an odds boost alert here. They're putting out this bet. So you have to put it as a single bet that Joe Burrow and Trevor Lawrence will both throw for 250 yards passing tonight. It was at plus 140. It is now at plus 300. Now, I know a lot of you are very, in betting, some states it's looked upon, it's frowned upon, just like smoking marijuana and a lot of other shit. It's frowned upon, right? But just think of this: plus 300. Both quarterbacks to get plus 250. Well, we know Burrow's going to get plus 250. Will Trevor Lawrence get plus 250? And the only time that Lawrence did that was week 1. And it was kind of like some mop up time a little bit where he was able to pass for over 300 yards. But he wasn't able to do it week 2 against the Broncos. They weren't able to do that. He wasn't able to do that against the Broncos. And then against Arizona last weekend, they could have an upset and a win, and he just, I don't know, he did some funky little flea flicker play that he threw a pick 6 basically to Byron Brian Brian Murphy Jones, a junior. I like to call them Jones juniors because mostly Joneses are all juniors, anyways, right? But plus 300 on that right there. That's not bad. That's not bad. Let's see. Let's see here. Let's see if we can bet that here. We'll let's see if you bet that here. Pull that pull that up here. All right. Both quarterbacks. Let's say you don't have a lot of money. Let's just say you can only afford $10. So if you bet $10 that Burrow and Lawrence will both pass for 250 yards tonight, you'll turn that $10 into $30 tonight. Now if you're a little rich and you got a little bit more money to spend, obviously you put like $50, right? Or let's just say fuck it, you want to put 25. You put 25. Just say you don't want to spend 25, and you're not sure you're not really sure about that, but you got $25, and you know you put that 25 down, and it cashes, and they don't even have to win. Neither player has to win. They just have to get the 250 plus passing yards, and if they get that, boom, your 25 turns into 75. You just made a $50 profit tonight off $25. You just turned that $25 into $75. And see, that's what betting. Some people, you don't have to bet all your life savings. You could bet a couple dollars. You could bet this and that. I mean, sometimes you're able to parlay. Some of these bets, you have to do straight up bets, unfortunately. But if you parlay, that'd be like, basically if you're gonna parlay the game tonight, like that'd be like, hey, you basically parlay the game tonight here. And see World Series boost here. Okay, no juice odds here. And we got World Series winners here. So, obviously these are the teams you could bet on. The Dodgers, obviously, the Astros, the San Francisco Giants, the Milwaukee Brewers. Well, I don't know if you want to bet on the Brewers. Hold your horses. Devin Williams, Mr. I want to get drunk, and then I'm a pitcher, and I'm going to decide to punch a wall and break my hand, and now he's done for the. You know, you have to be the most dumbest. But when people are drunk, they do shit. Okay, I mean, you can go anywhere in the world. You go Las Vegas, and there's some drunk son bitch doing something stupid. But it don't have to be Las Vegas. You go to your local, down to your local parks, down to your local area, walk down and see there's some people that are they're feeling themselves right now. They're feeling themselves. Wonder why dumb shit happens. You got the Brewers are plus 900. You got Tampa Bay Rays plus 900. White Sox plus 1,000. The Braves are plus 1,500. The New York Yankees are plus 1,500. St. Louis Cardinals are plus 2,400. The Boston Red Sox are plus 260. The Blue Jays are plus. The Seattle Mariners are plus 8,500. And the Philadelphia Phillies come in at the highest at plus 27K here. So if you bet that single bet, if you're my friend Wolf, and you are Wolfie, you Barney waving motherfucker, and you wanted to bet that the Phillies will make the playoffs and win the World Series, and you put $1 on that, you put $1 on these betting odds, you'll win $270. You could turn your dollar into $270. But obviously that's a crazy bet to do. But let's just say, and just say you're my friend. You're my friend. Complete. It's complete TV. My man. It's complete. He's on here. He's on Yahoo, YouTube. He's on everything, baby. He's going everywhere. And if you want to bet that your Mariners will make the playoffs and you only got $1, you can turn that dollar into $85 if they win the World Series. $1 into You just made an $84 profit off a dollar. You made bam. You made buku. I ain't gotta tell you how to do business, but you better get your mind right. You better get your mind right, people. Don't be listening to all these people that say they're your friends and they know best and the talking heads on television and everybody else that's on here that says that they're like Miss Cleo. They can tell your future. They can help you out. They can make you rich. They make you rich and they make you famous. All it's bullshit. Okay, it's all bullshit. People there to bullshit you, take your money, and you're the fool. You're the fool at the end of the day. But all right. And I'm digressing right now. Let's go with tonight's game here. Let's say that you want to parlay the game here. Let's say you want to parlay the game here tonight. Let's say, okay, you got what are you taking? Are you taking the -7.5? The Bengals will beat the Jaguars. I mean, that's a really good number. It wouldn't surprise me if the Bengals did. Or if you're a Jaguars fan, like my man Duval Bandit, who's a loyal Jaguars fan, and I got to give it to him. I got to give it to him. He stands up for his team. They're sitting at plus 280 right now on the money line, and that's the over under is 46 points here, but you don't make really much money. It's -110, which means you're not going to make very much money unless you bet basically Jaguars end up coming up here and winning. That's where you're going to win your money. But let's just say you're one of the people that says, okay, well, hey, man, today I think the Jaguars and the Bengals, both teams, both teams come out. It might be a high-scoring game. It might be a low-scoring game. But you got to think about the Jaguars. Mostly, they have not covered their games, and the Bengals, they've all been all those games they've been unders. So I mean, if you look at the teams, you can look at have they covered the number? Have they covered the number that they were supposed to get? And for me, the Jaguars haven't really covered the number. And I think Cincinnati, I don't think they've really covered the number either, except for maybe week 1, I think. I want to say week 1 they covered the number. So, if I'm a betting person here, I'm going to take the over here. I mean, I know it's crazy on Thursday night, and definitely probably not going to be an over. I mean, if you look at last week's Thursday night game, we had the Panthers and you had the Texans. Well, everybody thought, well, shit, man, Panthers are probably going to roll the Texans. And what happened? They didn't. So here we go again when we got another scenario where we have a team like the Bengals that are, hey, man, they're really playing good football. Except for when, they lost week, obviously week 2 they lost. The Bengals lost to the Bears. Probably wishing that they had that game back to where they could have won that game and be 3-0 right now. But yeah, so for shits and giggles, we'll take the over. They'll take the over 46 points tonight. And we will parlay that with here. We'll close that here. We'll parlay this with the... Oh, hold on. They got a college football game? I think they might have a college football game tonight. Yes, they do. We got Virginia and we got Miami here. We got Virginia and we got Miami. All right, Miami, first game of the season. Hurricanes were ready to go, rocking and rolling with Darquette King or whatever, Darquette King. Whatever, Mr. King over here. Mr. King at quarterback here. And they got boat raced by Alabama. And ever since, Miami really hasn't recovered. They haven't really recovered. They haven't really been the same team. Virginia's played very well here as of late. Like last week, they played at... I want to say they played at home or they played at North Carolina. And so Miami is a -4, -4.5. The money line is plus 155 on Virginia. The the over under total number of points, 62.5. Now, both these teams, Virginia can put up some points, I believe, and Miami can too. But I just believe this is quite a bit too high of a number. So I would take the under in this one. But I do like Virginia. I think Virginia is probably the better football team here. But I wouldn't be surprised if Miami Hurricanes somehow pulled this one out here. But I'm just not buying the 62 points, 62 and a half points. I mean, basically saying that both teams are going to score 30 points. And we damn well know that somebody's not going to score that. So one team might, the other team won't. So we'll take that here consideration. And let's go. Let's see. We got some baseball here. Let's check some baseball. We'll check some baseball here. We got Cubs and we have the Pirates. Obviously, minus one, a run and a half, plus 180 here for the Pirates. Then you got then we've got nobody's favored on the money line, so you don't win nothing there unless you obviously bet the Pirates to win by a run and a half. Total runs 8.5. Obviously minus 105. The under 8.5. You're trying to tell you, maybe this game might be an under here. Then we have the Red Sox at the Orioles here. The Orioles are plus 125, but obviously the Red Sox are favored to win by a run and a half. Baltimore Orioles are plus 185 on the money line. 10 runs. 10 runs between Red Sox and Orioles. We have the Blue Jays taking on the New York Yankees right now. Yankees are playing hot baseball right now. But the Blue Jays are getting minus a run and a half, plus 130 on the spread, and then the money line is plus 125 on the Yankees tonight here. Now I'd be a foolish man not to bet 125 on the Yankees, especially playing the Blue Jays. I mean, Robbie Ray is playing really well though. He's pitching really well. And Corey Kluber, I mean. Then we have the Miami Marlins taking on the New York Mets. We got Edwin Cabrera, the young. I mean, Miami. Not for nothing. Next year, man, they're gonna have a nice little pitching staff. They've got a lot of nice little pitching prospects, a lot of young talented arms down there, and they could get the hitting and the pitching to get on course. I mean, next year they might be a team to bet on next year. I mean, I know they do got Derek Jeter still running that organization. The Mets are actually plus 100 on the spread, minus half, but the Miami Marlins is plus 180 on the money line. And let's see, runs 7.5. They're saying over if you bet the over in that one here, and obviously see, look at the over here. And look at this. The over 8.5 runs in the Yankees and Blue Jays is now minus 105 here. So, Marlins and the Mets here. I mean, will it go over 7.5 runs? I mean, they're playing in New York. So I mean, I don't know what the weather's going to be like. And Rich Hill's kind of a gas can pitcher and this and that, and I don't know what the score was from last night, but yeah, we'll say we'll do that. We'll take the Marlins. We'll take the Marlins on the road at plus 180 here. All right. Then we have the Rays, Tampa Rays and the Astros, kind of a playoff matchup right here. Obviously, they're favored by minus 1.5. And the under 8.5 runs here. Which, I mean, hey, it could happen. I can see that. We'll take that. We'll take the under here. We'll take the under here. All right. Phillies and the Braves. The Braves are getting plus 130. Plus 130 on their the spread here to win by a run and a half. You got the Phillies plus 135. And you got the under 8.5 runs is plus 100. Which, we'll take that here. Phillies and the Braves. We'll take that as well. And Twins, Tigers, or do we do the Indians and Royals here? The KC Royals here. I like my pitcher, so I'll take the spread on that one. And then, last but not least, I'll take the under 9 runs at the Dodgers here. So if we were going to bet this eight slate parlay here, this is a cross parlay here. I'm only giving you an example. I'm not really I'm not gonna really bet this, but this is what it is here. We got the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Bengals over 46. We got Virginia and Miami under 62.5 points. We have the New York Yankees winning outright. We have the Miami Marlins on the money line. That's what money line is. Money line is outright. Doesn't matter how they win by a run or whatever. So we got the Miami Marlins on the money line. We have Tampa Rays and the Astros under 8.5 runs. We have the Phillies and the Braves under 8.5 runs. And we picked the spread with the Cleveland Indians to win by a run and a half. And we took the under 9 runs in the Padres and Dodgers tonight. Now, if we bet that, if we just put a bet on that and just say, hey, we bet $1. If you bet $1, you can win $340. So you could turn this $1, and if all 8 teams cover for you, you take that $1 and it turns to $341.84. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy parlay to do. Cross parlay. You're crossing NFL, college, and Major League Baseball. And I mean, you got to think here. I mean, the teams that I bet on, I mean, they could surely win. I mean, I'm betting the score. I'm basically betting the score between the Jaguars and the Bengals that they'll get that number, and I'm betting with the Virginia and the Miami Florida game, and then basically the Yankees and Marlins got to win. They just got to win. They just got to win. Whether they win by a run, they still win. Now in the Rays and the Astros, I'm betting the total number of runs. Obviously, I'm betting under 8.5 runs in the game total between both teams. Same thing with the Phillies and the Braves. The Indians, I'm taking that they're going to win by a run and a half. So the Indians got to win by 2 runs for me to cover that. So hey, that's just, and that just say, hey, I didn't want to. That just say, hey, we didn't want to bet the Indians game here. We'll just say, hey, We'll just put that one in there, and then how about we put all right. Yeah, so that's kind of where we sit here. There we go. Having that. There we go. There's the 8-1 we could do here. We took the under 8.5 between the Cubs and the Pirates. We put our under 9 here. So yeah, we just did two money lines and over under here. We bet that, then hey. So that's what we've been doing here. That's what we're doing here, and that's all right. We're gonna do that. We're gonna bet that. Yeah, fuck it. Okay, we're gonna bet that here. Allow this shit to ride here. Unless the betting odds change here. There we go. All right. So we made that bet. We made a bet. You know, we made a cross bet here. I'm basically going out. I'm going out on a limb here, and so Let's go check out the other games in Week 4 here. The NFL. We got the Washington football team taking on the Atlanta Falcons. The football team is actually minus 1.5 road favorites. The Atlanta Falcons are plus 105 on the money line. 47.5 is the over under so far. Then we have the Detroit Lions taking on the Chicago Bears. Chicago Bears are minus 2.5, even though they don't know who's going to be the quarterback. Is it going to be Fields this week? Is it going to be Dalton? Is it going to be Nick Foles? Nick Foles is back in the mix, I guess, apparently. Lions are getting the plus 2.5, but plus 100 on the spread there. And the Lions are also getting plus 125 on the money line. The over-under number of points between both teams, 41.5. So they think it's really going to be a low-scoring game there. We have the Tennessee Titans taking on the New York Jets. Titans are 7.5, minus 7.5 road favorites. They're actually plus 100. The Jets are plus 255 on the money line. Obviously, they're the 44.5, but I don't know. We'll have to see today if Julio Jones and A.J. Brown do play, because there's a chance that both receivers might not be a go for Sunday, and that definitely right there I could see it changing, especially if the Titans don't have those two receivers there. I definitely see the number changing. I mean, even though the Jets, they have, Zach Wilson at quarterback. I mean, they're really going to pump Derrick Henry. It's going to be a Derrick Henry day. I basically traded away in my fantasy league for Antonio Gibson and Miles Sanders and Debo Samuel. So, that might be the most stupidest trade next to, me trading Adam Thielen for Odell Beckham Jr. But Odell Beckham's actually playing pretty good. So, and speaking of the Browns and Odell Beckham, the Browns come in to play Minnesota, which is my team. The Browns are 2-point road favorites. We're plus 110 on the money line. 51.5 points. Definitely going to be a good game. Kevin Stefanski gets to come home and play against the Vikings here, the team he coached as far as the offensive coordinator side of the ball was. So definitely going to be a good early morning game. We got the Indianapolis Colts taking on the Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins are minus 2 points at home, the home favorites. Indianapolis is plus 110 on the money line. 42.5 is the number of the over-under. All right, the battle of the undefeated Carolina Panthers going in to take on the Dallas Cowboys. Cowboys are minus 4.5 on the spread. Carolina Panthers is plus 175 on the money line. We got 51.5 points is the over/under. So they're saying there's gonna be some points in that game as far as so far, but we don't know if injuries are gonna play a part and who in the money in the point spreading either going up or down. We have the New York Giants going into New Orleans to play the New Orleans Saints. The Saints are minus 7.5 point favorites at home. The New York Giants are plus 280 on the money line. Over under 42 points. I think that's a good number to bet on as far as over under. We have next game. We have the Kansas City Chiefs taking on the Philadelphia Eagles. The Kansas City Chiefs are minus 7 road favorites on the spread. The Eagles are plus 260 on the money line. 54.5 points is the over-under total. Oh, here it is, guys. I was telling you, big number, big spread number this weekend. The Houston Texans coming in to play the Buffalo Bills. The Buffalo Bills are minus 16.5 point favorites at home. The Houston Texans are plus 860 on the money line. Over under 47 points. Now, 16.5 points, that's a lot of points. That's a lot of points. Then we get the afternoon games. Arizona Cardinals taking on the Los Angeles Rams. Los Angeles Rams are minus 4.5 at home. Arizona Cardinals are plus 185. 55 points is the over-under. Okay, we got the Seattle Seahawks taking on the... I don't know why they call them San Francisco because they don't play in San Francisco. They play in Santa Clara. So, Seattle taking on the Santa Clara 49ers. The Santa Clara 49ers are minus 2.5 point favorites at home. Seattle is plus 130 on the money line. 52 points. Then we have the Baltimore Ravens going into the Invesco up in Mile High in the thin altitude. Taking on the Broncos. The Broncos are minus 1. Home favorites on the spread. There is currently nobody's plus or minus on the money line. Over under 45 points. We have the Pittsburgh Steelers going on the road to take on Green Bay Packers and Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers, the Packers are favored by 6.5 points. The Pittsburgh Steelers are plus 245 on the money line. 45.5 points is the over-under. Then we have the Sunday night football game between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the New England Patriots. New England Patriots are basically +7 at home. Tampa Bay, Tom Brady is favored by 7 points. We're just going to say that. Tom Brady is favored to beat Bill Belichick and his old Patriots team by 7 points. Okay, New England's got +250 on the money line. Over under of 49 points. Monday Night Football, we have the Las Vegas Raiders taking on the Los Angeles Chargers. Los Angeles Chargers is -3 points. The Raiders are +140 on the money line. And the over-under total so far is 51.5. Now, the only game that we know is close to. So there's your kind of early breakdowns as far as betting numbers. As far as the betting numbers goes. All right, so let's close. We'll close this and we'll break down some college here. We'll get some college here. Obviously tonight's game, the one we bet on here, Virginia taking on the Miami, taking on the Hurricanes. Hurricanes are -4.5 points. Favored on the spread. Virginia's +150 on the money line. Over under is 62.5. Then tomorrow, the first, we have Houston, the Cougars, taking on Tulsa. Tulsa is -4.5 on the spread. Houston is +160, 54 points. So I think there's going to be a lot of points put up between these two teams. Then we have Iowa, the Hawkeyes, going on to take on the Maryland Terps, taking on Tua's brother. Iowa is -3 on the spread, so they're road favorite. Tua and the Terps are +140 on the money line. Over under 48 for total number of points in the game. Then we have BYU taking on Utah State. BYU is a -8.5 road favorite. I mean, basically, how do you say it's a road favorite when they're playing? Basically, play both teams play both teams or colleges are in Utah, so there's really no home field advantage, honestly. So -8.5. I think BYU. BYU is the ranked team and they're the better team, honestly. Utah State's +270 on the money line. 62.5 points. See, I think there's gonna be a lot of points scored there. Then we got Saturday game. We have what usually is a highly anticipated college basketball matchup. Duke Blue Devils taking on North Carolina Tar Heels here. The Tar Heels are -20 point favorites over the Duke. Duke is +705 on the money line. 72.5 points. I think there's gonna be a lot of points put up in this game. Then we have a Big Ten matchup between the Minnesota, the Gophers, taking on the Boilermakers, Purdue. Purdue is -2 points on the spread so far. Money line is +110 to the Minnesota Golden Gophers. The over/under total number of points 47. We have Pittsburgh, the Panthers, taking on the Georgia Tech, the Yellow Jackets, the Rambling Wreck. Pittsburgh comes in as a -3 on the spread. Panthers come in as the road favorite. Obviously, Georgia Tech's +135 and 58.5. So they think there's gonna be points scored in this game as well. You got the Memphis Tigers taking on the Temple Owls. Memphis is -11.5 points on the road. Favorite. Temple is +335 on the money line. 59.5 points is the over/under. We got the Toledo Rockets versus the Massachusetts Minutemen. Toledo is minus 27, road favorite. Massachusetts is plus 1,490. 56.5 points, so obviously both teams are probably going to put some points. We have the Charlotte team. We have the Charlotte taking on the Illini, the Fighting Illini from Illinois. Illinois is minus 11 at home. Obviously, Charlotte's plus 335. 53.5, I think points are going to be scored. Charlotte, was a, low Division 1A, Division 1A school. Now they're in the Sun Belt. Yeah. But they think a lot of points are going to be scored there. We got a MAC conference game between Western Michigan and the Buffaloes. Western Michigan is minus 7 to win by a touchdown on the road. Buffalo is plus 210 on the money line. 59.5. Then early game in the morning, it'll be Arkansas and Georgia. Number 3, Georgia and Arkansas, a clash of the SEC here. Georgia to win by 18 points. Home favorite. Arkansas is plus 705. Over under 48 points. Now, Georgia's team you don't really want to bet against, but I don't know. Arkansas has played pretty well this year. We got Tennessee at Missouri, another SEC matchup. Missouri is minus 3 at home. Tennessee is plus 125 on the money line. 65 points is the over-under. Next game, we have Texas Longhorns versus the TCU. The Horned Frogs. The Longhorns come in after battering up the Texas Tech Red Raiders for a 70 burger. To be minus 5 against TCU, that's being generous. TCU is plus 175 on the money line. 65 points is the over-under, so they think a lot of points are going to be scored there. Another Big Ten matchup here to look out for in the morning here. Michigan Wolverines going to play the Badgers. The Badgers got beat down at home last week in Camp Randall against Notre Dame. Do they let another ranked opponent in their division beat them? Wisconsin is minus 2 points. Home favorite right now. Michigan is plus 110 on the money line. Over-under is 43.5 right now. We got Louisville, the Cardinal, taking on the Wake Forest Demon Deacons. Demon Deacons are minus 7. Plus 222. And the over-under is 62 points. So, again, another I think is going to be a high-scoring affair. Appalachian State versus Georgia State. Georgia State played Auburn pretty well last week on the road. Obviously, Appalachian State is minus 10 on the spread. Georgia State's plus 310 on the money line. 54.5 points is the over-under. We go to a Pac-12 affair between the USC Trojans and the Colorado Buffaloes. The Trojans of USC are minus 7.5 point road favorites on the spread. Colorado Buffaloes are plus 245 on the money line. The over-under is 51 points. So we got University of Louisiana Monroe versus Coastal Carolina. Coastal Carolina is minus 34.5. There's nobody favorite on the money line. 57 is your over-under total number of points between both teams. We have another MAC attack conference game between the Eastern Michigan versus Northern Illinois. So Northern Illinois is minus 2.5, home favorite on the spread. Eastern Michigan is plus 120 on the money line, and 60 points is the over-under. We have Cincinnati, the Bearcats, taking on the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame. Cincinnati's minus 1.5 on the road. Notre Dame is plus 105 on the money line. Over under 50 and a half is the over under total. Syracuse and Florida State. The Orange versus the Seminoles. Battle of the ACC. Obviously, the Seminoles are favored at home by 4.5 points on the spread. Syracuse is favored on the money. Has the plus money on the money line, plus 175. 51 is the over under. Then we have a Conference USA between Tulane and Eastern Carolina. The Pirates versus the Green Wave. Green Wave is -4 on the road. Eastern Carolina is plus 150, plus money on the money line. 64.5 points is the over under. We have Troy, the men of Troy from the Sun Belt Conference taking on South Carolina, the Gamecocks. Gamecocks are -6.5 favored at home. Troy is plus 220 on the money line. The total is 43 points over under. We have a Big Ten affair between Ohio State and Rutgers. Rutgers definitely not the favorite at home. They're the 15-point underdog, but they're plus 495 on the money line if you're willing to take them. Over under 58.5 points. We got Nevada, the Wolfpack, taking on Boise State Broncos. The Broncos are -6.5 home dogs, home favorites. Then you have, no, not home dogs, they're home favorites. Excuse me. Plus 200 on the money line here for Nevada. Plus 200. 58.5 points. So could be a lot of points there too. We have another Pac-12 affair between the Oregon Ducks and the Stanford Cardinal. Stanford is obviously not the home favorite this weekend. The Oregon Ducks are the road favorites at 8. Stanford is plus 250 on the money line if you're looking to make some money on Stanford this weekend. 57.5 is the over-under. We have Central Michigan, the Chippewas. Well, soon to be changing their name from the Chippewas. I'm going to just call them Central Michigan for now. Against Miami, Ohio Redhawks. The Redhawks are -1. Nobody's favored on. So Miami, Ohio is favored by a point. There's no plus or minus for the money line yet. 56 points is the over/under. Then we have another MAC affair between the Bowling Green Falcons versus the Kent State here. Kent State is -16.5 point favorites at home. Obviously, Bowling Green's plus 590 on the money line. 55.5 is the over/under. We got a big matchup in the SEC this weekend to go with that Arkansas-Georgia matchup. We got Ole Miss coming in to play Alabama here. Alabama is favored to win by 14.5. Mississippi's plus 465 on the money line. Over under 79 points. That's a lot of points. Central Florida, the Knights take on the Navy, the Midshipmen. The Central Florida Knights come in to play Navy in Annapolis. They are the 16.5 point favorites on the road. Navy is plus 530 on the money line. 530 on the money line. 53 points is the over/under in that game. The Ohio Bobcats and the Akron Zips. That's a Mac Attack showdown. The Ohio Bobcats are -9.5 favorites on the spread. Akron is plus 285 on the money line. And 55.5 is the over/under. We have a clash. Well, Oklahoma is leaving the Big 12 to take. Oklahoma is on the road this weekend, going to Manhattan, Kansas, to take on the Kansas State Wildcats. Oklahoma is -11 road favorites. Kansas State is plus 335 on the money line. 52.5 points is the over/under. Then we have Florida International taking on Florida Atlantic. The Battle of Florida Man or Florida Woman or Florida. Minus 10.5. Florida Atlantic is the home favorite. Florida International is plus 320 on the money line. 51.5 is your over-under. We have Texas Tech, the Red Raiders, taking on the West Virginia Mountaineers. Mountaineers are minus 7.5 point favorites at home. Texas Tech is plus 245 on the money line. And the over-under is 55.5 for both those teams. We have South Florida and SMU. We have the South Florida Bulls taking on the SMU Mustangs. Mustangs are minus 21, so 3-touchdown favorite at home. South Florida is plus 855, and 68.5 is the over-under. We have Arkansas State. The Red Wolves taking on the Georgia Southern. Georgia Southern is minus 1.5 point favorite at home. Arkansas State is plus 105 on the money line. And 66 points is the over-under. We have an affair between the Army. Go Army, fuck Navy. Go Army, fuck Air Force. Go Army, fuck Marines. Go Army, fuck the Coast Guard. So Army's undefeated. We're taking on Ball State. We got to go to Muncie, Indiana. Take on those boys from Ball State. Minus 9 on the spread. Army's minus 9. Road favorite. Obviously, Ball State is plus 285. Over under 47.5. Then we have Washington State Cougars taking on the Cal Bears. Cal Bears at home are the home favorites by 7.5. Washington State is plus 245 on the money line. 52 points is the over-under. We got Louisiana Tech taking on North Carolina State. North Carolina State is a home favorite after coming up with a big victory against Clemson. They're minus 18.5 point favorites at home. Louisiana Tech is plus 705 on the money line. And 55 points is your over-under. In that game, we got SEC battle. Florida taking on Kentucky. Florida is your road favorite at 7.5 points. Kentucky is plus 265 on the money line. 55 points is the over-under. We got the Running Rebels from UNLV taking on the University of San Antonio. San Antonio is minus 21, so they're a 3-touchdown point favorites. UNLV is plus 855 on the money line. 56.5 points. We have the Air Force taking on New Mexico. Air Force is minus 11.5 road favorites. New Mexico is plus 345. Over-under 46 points is the over-under total. We have Southern Miss taking on Rice. Rice is a 1.5 point favorite at home. Southern Miss is plus 105 on the money line. The over-under is 45 in this game. Kansas taking on Iowa State. Iowa State is the 34-point favorite at home. There is no money line favorite. 56.5 is the over-under. We got Baylor and Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State is minus 3.5 point favorite at home. Baylor is plus 150 on the money line. 47.5 is the over-under total. Mississippi State and Texas A&M. Texas A&M is minus 7 at home. Mississippi State is plus 250. Over-under is 46. We have Liberty taking on UAB. UAB is a 2-point favorite at home. Liberty is plus 105. And 49.5 is the over-under. We have Marshall taking on Middle Tennessee State. Marshall is the minus 10 on the road favorite. Middle Tennessee State is plus 310 on the money line. And 66 points is the over-under. We have Boston College taking on Clemson. Clemson is a 14.5-point favorite. Boston College is plus 500. It's changed here. Minus 15. Minus 15. Clemson is a minus 15-point favorite now. Plus 500 on the money line for Boston College. 46 points is the over-under. Indiana and Penn State. Penn State is a 12.5-point favorite. Indiana is plus 390 on the money line. The over-under is 53.5. Connecticut taking on Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt is 14.5-point favorite at home. Connecticut is plus 475 on the money line. Over under 51 points. We got Northwestern taking on Nebraska. Nebraska is minus 11.5-point favorite at home. Northwestern is plus 335 on the money line. 51.5 points. We got Western Kentucky taking on Michigan State. Michigan State is 10.5-point favorite at home. Western Kentucky is plus 325 on the money line. 64.5 points between those two. University of Louisiana Lafayette taking on South Alabama. Lafayette is minus 12.5 road favorites. South Alabama is plus 375. 53 points is the over-under. We have Washington Huskies taking on the Beavers of Oregon State. The Beavers from Oregon State are minus 2.5 home favorites. Washington Huskies are plus 115 on the money line. 57.5 is the over-under. Auburn LSU. LSU is 3.5-point favorite this week over Alabama or Auburn. Auburn is plus 145 on the money line. 55.5 points between Auburn and LSU. We have Old Dominion taking on UTEP. UTEP is minus 5.5 favorite at home. Old Dominion is plus 185 on the money line. 48.5 is the total between both teams. New Mexico State taking on San Jose State. San Jose State is minus 27.5-point home favorite. New Mexico State is plus 1,800. 51.5 points in that game. We got Arizona State taking on UCLA. UCLA is minus 3 at home. Arizona State is plus 140 on the money line and 55.5 points. And last but not least, Fresno State taking on Hawaii. In Hawaii, Fresno State is 10.5-point favorite on the road. Hawaii is plus 320 on the money line. And 64.5 is the over-under number of points. So there's a lot of college football this weekend. A lot of college football to be had. And to be honest with you. So that right there just tells you right there in itself. It's crazy. Oh, Devin Diggs. But yeah, we got a lot of good football, starting tonight. I think it's going to be a good game. And so that's what's going to happen here. We got a lot of good games, a lot of good contests. I made my bet here. Let's go with the Oh yeah, guys. Well, Sean McCoy, he is retired Eagle now. He's not going to play it down for him, but Lamar Miller is Lamar Jackson's dealing with back issues. So let's just go into a little bit of fantasy. Obviously, we'll go in some start and sits here because obviously we'll do that here, and then obviously I'll break down my fantasy lineups, and I'll go accordingly, and it might even change. All right, obviously, sorry quarterbacks. Obviously, you're starting Derek Carr, Matthew Stafford, Kirk Cousins, Jalen Hurts, Baker Mayfield, Joe Burrow, sleepers, Sam Darnold, and Tyler Hinkie. Revenge game this week, Jacoby Brissett against the Colts. So now you can do now sit him. They're saying to sit Daniel Jones. They're saying to sit Ben Roethlisberger is probably a good thing. They're saying to sit Tannehill here. They're saying to sit Jameis Winston. They're saying to sit Teddy Bridgewater. All right, so that's so far, I can agree. I can agree to most of those. I can agree to most of those. You know. All right, let's see here. Running backs now. All right, so saying Jonathan Taylor, saying Chris Carson, they're saying Clyde Edwards-Helaire, David Montgomery, Zach Moss, Elijah Mitchell here. All right, obviously benching. Obviously you're benching Tony Pollard. They're saying to bench Tyson Williams. They're saying to bench Mark Ingram. To bench Ronald Jones. So I guess basically mainly just those. All right, let's see. Start and sits for receivers: Calvin Ridley, obviously, Debo Samuel, Odell Beckham, Devontae Smith, Jalen Waddle, okay, Jacoby Myers. They're saying to sit. They're saying to sit Hunter Renfrow, sit Sammy Watkins, sit Juju, sit Christian Kirk. All right, so all right. I don't know. I think it just depends on your situation in your league. I mean, if you're in a 10-man league, yeah. But if you're like in a 14 to 16, I don't think you have any choices but to have to play these people in. All right, start tight ends here. Robert Tunney, Logan Thomas, Dallas Goddard, Tyler Higbee, Mike Gilsicki, Jared Cook. Sidham, Jonnu Smith, Dawson Knox, Tyler Conklin, Max Williams. All right, let's go look at. We'll look at the kickers. Young Ho Koo, Mason Crosby, Chase McLaughlin, I'd also take a run at Santos this year. The Bears' defense is good. I'd say the Browns and Lions have a similar type of offense. Daniel Carlson, Blankenship. They say sit Chris Boswell, Bullock, Graham Gano. All right. Let's see defenses here. Let's look at the defense here. They say to start Tennessee's defense, start the Saints defense, start the Bears defense, start the football team's defense, start the Miami Dolphins, Pittsburgh. And sit the Eagles defense, sit the Broncos defense, sit the Patriots defense, sit the Texans defense here. All right. All right, so let's make sure, let's look at our lineups here. I'm gonna look at my fantasy lineup here. As far as it goes in NFL.com here, my first team. You like kissing cousins? I'm basically dead last here. So I'm trying to look for my first victory here. All right, so I either have to play. Do I stick with my man Jalen Hurts? Or do I stick with Trevor here? Do I put Trevor in here? Because right now we're putting in Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase he's quite honestly he's my best receiver as far as touchdown wise. Then I got Justin Jefferson. And I got Julio Jones, and Julio Jones has put up yards, but he hasn't really got touchdowns. I mean, Devontae's so. I mean, basically they both have the same amount of touchdowns, 5. He just got more interceptions with 7. He's only has 2, so he has 5 passing touchdowns, 2 interceptions. He has a rushing touchdown, 700 yards. I don't think I'm gonna sit him here. And then Jarrett Pat. And see, that's the thing that scares me. Is like, okay, if that happens, then then I'm gonna have to put him. I'm gonna have to put Montgomery. I have to slide Montgomery in here, and then My flex will have to be. I don't know. I might have to. I mean, if he doesn't, I'm kind of in a between a rock and a hard place. I got Jalen Hurts, Alvin Kamara, Antonio Gibson, Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, Mike Gesicki, Dave Montgomery, Jason Sanders, and the Washington football defense. All right, so and it just depends on what my matchup. Depends on what they say. Well, I think I might get my first win here, but I don't know. This guy's got Kyler Murray, and this guy's got Kyler Murray. He's got Kyler Murray, Naeem Hines. He's got James Robinson tonight. Yeah, I always like having somebody on a fucking. I always like having somebody on a. I just like having somebody in on Monday just in case something happens. All right, so let's see here. We got Tom Brady here. Just DK. I'll give up the fifth fewest points. I mean, this is a better kicker out there right now. Is there a better kicker out there? Is there a better kicker than me? Man. Let's take Chase here. Alright. There we go. So in this league, I have Tom Brady, Jonathan Stewart, Najee, Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, Kyle Pitts, DK Metcalf. On the bench, I got Herbert. I got Michael Carter, Tony Pollard, Devontae Smith, Tommy Tremble. Got Chase McLaughlin here. Got the Buffalo Bills defense and Patriots. That should be good. All right, good there. All right, now we gotta go to our ESPN one here. Just checking my GTDC. What's going on, man? I'm just chilling here, man. Just looking at some matchups here. You know, we got Thursday night football. Appreciate you and Deb Dig stopping by. You know, just yeah, I'm just sitting here, man. Just looking over my sports stuff. You know, just kind of telling people what kind of fan I'm doing my fantasy lineups right now. Last minute, you know, anybody I got the Jaguars or Bengals in, make sure you know. Uh, otherwise, it's good. All right. See, this is the rookie league where I have basically got Trevor Lawrence, or Mac Jones. I'm gonna ride with Trevor Lawrence because that's just who I am, and that's how I roll. Marquise Brownie. I don't know. Might have to put some rookies in here. We got Trevor Lawrence, Jonathan Taylor, Michael Carter, Marquise Brown, Odell Beckham Jr., Darren Waller, Rondell Moore, Rams defense, Bengals kicker, Devontae Smith, Sony Michel, Mac Jones, Shuba Hubbard, Kenneth Gainwell, this Quartez, Watkins. I need to get rid of him. Get rid of him and get somebody else here. We'll probably get maybe. All right, we'll pick up the Titans defense here. Pick up the Titans defense here. Because I don't need receivers really. I mean, Tommy Tremble is my backup. I got good running backs here. Like I said, I mean, all right, we're gonna put that Tennessee team in there. All right. Especially if I'm playing people that have those defenses, I'd like to try to, if I could get somebody else. I mean, we got three good viable running backs. We got Mac Jones. I got running backs here. And my thing is, Rondo Moore, he hasn't really played very well. Do I flex? Who do I flex in there? Do I flex Sony Michel? Do I flex in Devontae Smith? Chuba Hubbard? Kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place there. The money league here. Money league here. Antonio Gibson here. And I got Panthers D. I got Derek Carr. I got a Carr. And I always like having somebody on Monday night here. Let's do that there. I'm gonna put Carr in here. I know he's playing against a hard matchup here. He's playing against Chargers and all that, but and if Antonio Gibson can't go, I might have to just slide in Miles Sanders in there. I think we're good there here. Kicker, we got Seattle. We got we got the Niners kicker here. Unless there's somebody else that I think you can do better for me. Let's see. All right, we'll pick him up here. Probably not the moon, but Probably not the move, but we'll do it. We'll do it anyway. We got a favorable matchup here. There we go. All right, I think that's fairly good here. All right, let's go to Yahoo now. Go to Yahoo to go get my Yahoo. Huh. I don't want you around. Well, I'm sorry, Shaq. I don't want you around, you dumb motherfucker. Yeah. And I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna make it blunt, and I'm gonna make it fucking damn clear. Nobody had problems with people that were unvaccinated before. Now all of a sudden COVID comes along and everybody's motherfucking thinking that, oh, you people, take a fucking good look. And I'm telling you this right now. You come for me, you don't like me because I'm not vaccinated, well, fuck you. I don't want you around either. If I had my way, you motherfuckers would be in your own little place by yourself, too. You'd get the same fate as these other jackasses. And shame on these fucking people like Shaq and all these other people. Well, I don't give a fuck about them. They don't give a fuck about us. They're greedy ass, puppet ass, rat ass, dick in the boot ass motherfuckers. They're go along, get along motherfuckers. And if you want to be just like them, then don't fucking talk to me, please. I'm fucking tired of this goddamn bullshit that you brain dead fucking people want to fucking get a goddamn brain cell. Shaq, you dumb motherfucker. What? I'm not talking to my friends. I'm doing my fucking podcast. And Shaq says that he doesn't want unvaccinated people around him. Well, fuck himself. Yeah, Shaquille O'Neal. Yeah. Fuck all you idiots. All you dumbasses that are willing to go get jabs for nothing. Are you willing to kill yourself too? Oh, but you're hurting other people. You're hurting other people. Shut the fuck up. The only people that are hurting people are the fucking paranoia people. The people that continue to fucking think that the fucking taking the shots helping. Well, it's not helping. What about the countries that are vaccinated? They're locked down too. Go answer me that question. Go answer me that question, you stupid motherfuckers. People want to claim to be smart, claim to do your research. Well, why don't you go do your research? Oh, I'm sorry, some of it gets blocked off here because you got, go along, get along, people. But we just don't get it anymore because there's going to be a civil war and there's going to be a fight and people are going to die and people are going to get killed because of ignorancy. Ignorancy of people that want to continue to push the fucking agenda, whoever. I hope in the fucking end of days, you get what the fucking you sow. You reap what you sow, you fucking idiots. I don't feel one bit sorry if Shaquille O'Neal's punk ass dies or any one of those motherfuckers that gets COVID and dies. And you can call me a heartless son of a bitch. I don't care. At this point, I'm just fucking fed up. We can't even live in a world with people anymore with the differences of opinions and all of a sudden, COVID. Oh, somebody should go back in history and remind us whenever did we have to show this or that. But then you got people that want to say that people shouldn't be able to vote without a fucking ID card. Yeah, yeah. Think of that, people. Think how smart and educated you're listening to these type of people. That you think that they're right. They're right and we're wrong. You're a fucking idiot and you're stupid. And I hope you fucking get what you deserve and get what comes to you. Continue to play the fucking game if you want to. Be a dumbass. But I'm not fucking. I'm not doing. Ooh. Uh, I have to stick him in there. AJ Dillon. I don't know if I like that. And you got Lamar here. Uh, let's see if I. I mean, do I start James Robinson? And he's my main guy here. And it seems like all these guys are hurt. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you gotta make yourself very fucking clear to people. Alright, so I still have time to do that. Okay, cool. And I have to make myself very clear. And I don't care. If you want to get a vaccine, get a vaccine. But it shouldn't affect our lives. And if people don't want to see shit for what it is, I don't know what to tell you. You're fucking stupid. You're clueless. You don't know what the fuck's going on. And I don't mean to insult people's intelligence, but people are insulting my intelligence. I never took a vaccine. The only vaccines I took is when I was a kid and when I was in the army. And none of them killed me. None of them gave me a heart problem. None of them fucking gave me blood clots in my brain. Nothing gave my lungs. Nothing to do this and that. I mean, really, think about it. I know some of you got it. Oh, I'm fine. I'm good. But there's other people that have died and they're covering it up. And you just don't want to believe it. And should we be forced and coerced? And think about the numbers. Think about the numbers. There's countries that have less than numbers and they're locked down. Oh, but you don't see that because it's not on the goddamn news. You know? You got these companies and these corporations and these athletes. Oh, do it. It's fine. It's fine. When you tell me that a fully vaccinated team in baseball and a lot of these guys have gotten sick that have had the shot and they have COVID now. Now you tell me that people that haven't had the shot or unvaccinated are the ones spreading it. When you don't know. Oh, but Kenny, you don't know the science. The science. The science will tell you that this is not something naturally made. This shit was cooked up like in the kitchen, like crack, like every other goddamn pharmaceutical drug that gets cooked up and shoved down our throats. But you're gonna take a jab. All in the name of safety, all in the name of well-being, all in the name of fear. They got you in fear. They got you in doubt. They got you living in a fucking box. And you're gonna go crazy and you're gonna fight other people. Just think of that. Think of that. But you don't want to think of that, right? It's too hard. No. It's not going on. It's not happening. I ask you, please look at what's going on in Australia. It's not, oh, they get to love because it will be coming to the United States of America. It's already coming to Canada. It's already coming to Europe. It's already coming to all these places. And what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do when they fucking put a lockdown on you? When they put their jackboot up your ass? What are you gonna do then? You gonna wake up then? Well, it's too late. It's too late to see that. Ain't no time for waking up then. You either stand up now or you're never gonna stand up. And I'll be damned if I serve this country if I'm gonna lay down for anyone or any being. I took a fucking oath to fight foreign and domestic, terrorists, whoever. And I might be old, might be out of shape, might even be the greatest fighter, might even have the odds to beat anybody. Most people would kill me because I'm so scrawny, skinny, and broken, whatever. But I tell you one thing you don't have over me. And that's a soul. And that's a heart. And that's compassion. I'm not over here fucking dictating shit to people's lives and telling them this is the way of life. But yet we have other people and you people go along with it. Go along with the narrative and act like whatever. So I caution you with that. Because you ain't gonna be fighting some foreign motherfucker. You're gonna be fighting your neighbor. And these people ain't gonna have no fucking mercy on you. So I suggest waking the fuck up, doing your own shit, do your own research, don't believe the television, turn the shit off sometimes, go outside, get some goddamn sun. Yeah, I won't tell you that, right? Vitamin D kills a lot of fucking disease, helps you actually fight off, gives your body natural, but naturalized immunity, oh, that's a whole bunch of farce of bullshit. Well, fuck you. You're an idiot. You're morons and stupid. And are we stupid? That's the question I ask people. Are we that stupid? Our ancestors, why do you think ancestors of generations of people got wiped out? Because they were smart? Because they didn't know better? No, because they got fooled. They got tricked. They weren't on their jobs. They weren't focused on what's going on. They allowed other bullshit to happen. And it is all be all. You want to be fucking history? You want somebody to read about us and how dumb shit we did and laugh at us and how look at these dumbass people. Because that's what the fuck is going to happen to us if we don't do something. And I'm not out here advocating for violence because that's what they want. They want us to burn shit down. They want us to fight. They want us to kill. They want us to do that. But you got to stand up. You got to speak out. If you don't, then you're a fool. And be a fool. It's fine to be a fool. But don't act like we got to feel sorry for you. Because that's all they have been. That's all they've been for us is sympathy. They've never had no empathy for us. It's always been sympathy. Sympathy for this race, sympathy for that gender, sympathy. And they use you and abuse you, and you continue to go with it. You continue to play their fucking game. It's like a video game. All these fucking idiots playing video games. What do you think you're doing? You're not accomplishing nothing. Nothing. Not a goddamn thing in your life. You're just playing a fucking worthless video game that they can control and track and tell you like, oh, well, look at this good little slave. Oh, he'll do what he's told. That's what we are. At the end of the days, nobody's standing up. There gonna be no fucking superheroes coming out the motherfucking sky and shit. You think Jesus is gonna come down and save all of us down here? Hell no. Hell no. He's coming to save the world because he's going to do it. Whether it's Christians or non-Christians. You believe in God, you believe in the devil, you believe in whoever the fuck you believe in. They ain't coming to save you, that's for sure. You better wake up and save yourself. Save your family, save those. You care about people, you wake people up. You'll inform people. You'll stay informed. Because knowing is half the battle. Just because you know something doesn't mean, oh. I mean, you learned that shit from G.I. Joe, from fucking cartoons. Back in the days. And you know, cartoons are learning to teach us now? Not good ones, I'll tell you that. That's just me, man. Not out here to say that I want to be right or want to be wrong. I'm just fucking tired of the bullshit. Tired of people like Shaquille O'Neal. Oh, I don't want these people around me. Well, then I don't want you around me if you've been vaccinated. Because I don't know what you got. I don't know how you took care of yourself. Because believe you me, I've heard stories. Personal stories from people and family and members and this and that have died. That have died from this shit. You know? Some people have took the shots. Oh, but Facebook, this man lost his son. Can people explain that? Why a healthy 13-year-old kid dies of a heart attack? No, you can't. Oh, well, he had pre-existing conditions. No, they didn't. They had other health problems. No, they didn't. You just want to be the sucker that they suck in. It's like the old saying, a sucker is born every minute. And why is that shit true? Why is the rich stay rich, the poor stay poor? Because the fucking poor are going to eat each other like on a fucking goddamn thing about. We're like crabs in a goddamn barrel. We're going to eat each other. We're not helping each other. We're festering off each other. Being led by some dumbass, stupid idiots that wind you up like a goddamn toy. They don't want you to fight. They don't want you to do nothing. They want you to be out here doing dumb shit. They want you to be whatever. Because they know they got your ass where they want you. But, that's just my opinion. This is how I see it. There's people fighting out there, and thank God there is. And that's where I'm going to be with. All you other brain dead, whatever people you want to believe you're hokey pokey, whatever the fuck you want to believe, that's fine. But I ain't going to be there to say I told you so, or I'm not going to be there with a boot up your ass. Unless you end up on the wrong side. And I will put my boot up your ass. Not because I want to be some malice, callous, cold-hearted person because the army made me this way. No. This is what men should do. Men should be angry about certain shit. Men should be wanting to be protected. Men should be doing this and that. But we're not. Why? Because we make so many fucking excuses why we can't do it. Why we won't do it. And then everybody gives us a fucking crutch and allows us to play the victim. But y'all don't want to hear that. You want to hear somebody else tell you some bullshit every day, pat you on your fucking ass, tell you you're a great person, tell you you're not going to die, and everybody else is a bad person and all that. It's fine. It's when you live your life, you live your life that way. I mean, God will let you live your life that way. But you can't cry to God about your miserable life, and it's not his fault that you chose that life and wanted this and that. Stop blaming God. Stop blaming this. Start blaming your damn self. For this, whatever shit happened to you, you allowed that shit happen to yourself. Ain't because somebody else. Ain't because if you ain't willing to change yourself and you ain't willing to do the right things and make the changes in your life and for the good, then you're just pissing. All you're doing is pissing. You ain't gonna do a damn thing. All you do is bitching and whining and moaning. And that's what they want people to do up on this social media shit. They want everybody to go at each other's neck, start chirping, killing each other. And at the end, who won? They did, not us. But, you know, like I said, nobody cares. Nobody even gives a damn. Everyone just wants to watch sports and everything else. And so be brain dead. Be brain dead and wonder why one day you can't go outside your house. You can't do this. You can't do that. Yeah. Yeah. There was the history that, we all know. You can go look that up in history. You know. Yeah. Like what happened. Like what happened to people. Like what happened when Hitler. People you want to say he was the worst. Well, think of the people that are doing this to us. They were worse than him. Because people are too blind and stupid to see. They just take what all these crazy mad scientists, doctors, or whoever, and Jekyll and Hyde shit and play the games. Play them on you, play people off on that, and do this and that. And if you don't think that's happening, I mean, I'm sorry. You never worked for the federal government in your life. So you can't tell me what I don't know. Because I've been there. I've done that. And I damn sure got the fuck out. Because I don't want to be a part of that shit. And I got military friends. And I hope to holy hell they're on the right side. Because if they're not, then I'm sorry. I'll put my brothers and sisters in arms down too. I ain't trying to fight you. I ain't trying to fight nobody. But when you're trying to come and oppress me, that's a violation. It's a violation. When they try to stipulate that this is and all that, it's a violation. They're oppressing. They're violating everything. But I don't see nobody marching in these streets. But you were sure out there for George Floyd. You're sure out there for that. What did the government do for your reparations, huh? What did they do for your pain, suffering, and slavery, and all this other bullshit? Nothing. Nothing. Put up a fucking statue of a motherfucker that ain't even great. Not even great like Martin Luther King. People that actually out there doing shit for their communities. No, you people hail the fucking 2-bit drug lord thug motherfuckers. Oh, but he was a great man. Yeah, he was a great man. He was a drug addict, beat his wife, had drug addiction problems, had counterfeit money, and then he's a victim. He's a victim because the system made him a victim and brainwashed him to become a victim and have his children and other people like all these other brain dead motherfuckers on here. But y'all don't need that, right? Because y'all know psychology, right? Y'all know psychology. Y'all been through the psyops. Now, you ain't been through fucking psyops, motherfucker. I was in psyops unit in the army. You don't wake up, you're never going to wake up. And when you finally do wake up, it ain't going to be good for you. No. You take it as it is, man. Take it out as the fuck it is. And I ain't trying to tell nobody shit. But I will speak on I will speak on some other shit, like the whole Shaq shit and all that. You dumbass. And fuck shit killing you. Personally, tell it to his big ass face. Fuck you too. Tell Arnold Schwarzenegger, fuck you and your daddy. Yeah, go look at Arnold Schwarzenegger's father. Yeah, you'll see where the fuck he came from. But, oh no. Sigmund Freud and all this. Yeah, but y'all watch Netflix, right? Yeah, it's okay, right? Just shut the fuck up. Watch movies. Yeah, this guy's crazy. Oh, let's support his channel. Hate speech. Yeah, we're gonna kill this man. We're gonna kill me. All I say is you better kill me, because if you don't, I'm coming, and I won't stop. I'll be like a fucking storm. I'll be like a vicious wave. I'll be like a fucking piranha, and I will take you down. And there ain't nothing you're gonna do about it. Like I said, I'm here to defend myself, defend my property, defend my rights. And if you ain't down with that, well, you better you better go find somewhere else, or you're gonna find out quick in a hurry. what time it is. But I spoke much about sports and everything, but start rambling on about this whole thing because this other shit it bothers me to the extent because people just don't know the narratives. They don't go out and do the research. Like, believe me, I've done a lot of research about a lot of things and seen a lot of things from different countries and different people point of views and this and that. And let's see, a lot of them are the same. Okay? Whether they're from India, they're from America, they're from whatever, there's doctors speaking out. But then there's other doctors that aren't speaking out and saying that these all people are fraudulent. So who do you believe? And you know what? They've distorted the truth so much you believe in lies. The lies become the truth. And the truth from the lie, and the lie the truth. And I'll leave that with you. How are you going to tell the truth from the lie and the lie from the truth? And how do we even wake up and even begin to? But laying back and sitting back and not doing nothing is the same as you're basically going along, getting along. So that's all I got to say about that shit. But appreciate y'all checking out my. You go back earlier, you'll hear a bunch of the talk about sports and everything. But this is my platform where I want to say something. I don't go on other people's channels and try to say this shit. I say it on my channel because I fucking believe this shit in my heart and my soul. It's more than many of you can believe, but many of you won't believe it. Whether I showed you pretty pictures or show you a video, show you this, you ain't gonna believe shit. Because they've subconsciously hypnotized you and brainwashed you and put these things in your head, and so you don't think of these things. And so you're compartmentalized. We don't even use our whole brain. Think of our whole head here. I'll leave this food for thought and science here. Our whole brain that we have, in this fucking cranium that I have in my head, we use maybe like a fraction. So like today I might use this fraction of my brain. Tomorrow I might have this fraction of my brain. But different sides of your brains have different things and what it does and memories and things of that nature. But you don't do research on that. You believe all these limey ass bastards that tell you everything on the news. That tell you your best friends and they got your best interests and they're trying to save your life and it's for the goodness, and these people are selfish. Well, the people that don't want vaccinations ain't being selfish. We're taking care of ourselves. We're trying to do the right thing to protect ourselves as well. You don't think that we don't have any rights either? Well, we're no longer human beings. Yeah. Do we have to start discussing a lot of other shit here and openly? But nobody wants to discuss this shit. Everyone wants to be a brain dead puppet, a fucking muppet with someone's hand up their ass, pulling your little fucking strings. Pull your fucking strings is what they want to do to you. But you don't want to believe it. Because you just want to be a fucking idiot. And that's fine. Be an idiot on your own. Don't be an idiot with the masses. That's the thing about being a leader. Leader stands on his own, whether people stand with him or not. Followers or what everybody else is doing. Like I said, I discussed a lot of sports here. Thursday night football. Hopefully it'll be a great game. Broke down some fantasy stats, broke down some things, and of course some shit that pisses me off I have to go off on, And I mean, I hope some of you all, feel the same way too, man. I don't like the shit I see. I don't like the shit I see like shit I hear. And then people just regurgitate it like it's the fucking gospel. Oh, we don't believe in the Bible, but we believe in this shit. Oh. Yeah, go figure. Go figure. Many of you don't believe in God and don't believe in the word that the Bible is. But yet you'll believe some dumbass motherfucker that, well, he's got a degree. Yeah. They all got degrees. They all went to fucking fuck me up university. Yeah, I heard that story too. Well, they also can have papers and paperworks and shit and all that they've done for years and years and years, and all these people grown up off of it, and they regurgitate it, and then they plant it in your brain and put it in your music and put it in everything else, and you just don't believe it because you're just too busy not focusing on it. But I'm a crazy person that's a conspiracy theorist and believes in whatever. I'm just trying to live my life without people saying that we got to live this way or took us 150 years and we finally want to start doing things now. Like, come on. Light bulbs should be going off in your fucking head right now. Bling! But of course they don't, because people don't want to wake up. All right, y'all. Peace out.